Nearly all rivers and waterways in North and South Carolina will crest on Sunday, but officials warn most will remain at dangerous flood levels through the next several days. It's been a week and a half since Hurricane Florence made landfall on the East Coast, causing catastrophic flood damage across hundreds of miles and leaving at least 43 people dead. The National Weather Service has now warned that floodwaters in the hardest-hit areas could take weeks to recede. Swaths of rivers near the Atlantic coast will not crest for days to come, such as the lower Cape Fear River near Wilmington, North Carolina, according to Bob Oravec, a meteorologist with the NWS's Weather Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland. "This isn't over," Oravec said early Sunday. "Large sections of rivers near the coast won't start cresting until at least early in the week, maybe later. All that water is going to take a good while to recede. Damage can still be done. It'll be a slow drop." Slide me, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper spoke of the treacherous floodwaters on Saturday, warning that 9 of the state's river gauges are at major flood stage and 4 others are at moderate flood stage. Cooper said the flooding continues to make travel dangerous in hard-hit areas, urging residents to avoid driving east of Interstate 95 and south of US 70. The governor also cautioned residents to be on the lookout for future flood warnings and evacuation orders. Share this article. Meanwhile, remnants of the once mighty storm brought heavy rains northwest up the Ohio Valley, prompting flood watches and warnings from Texas to Virginia and Maryland, at least through Monday, the Weather Service said. Officials in towns and cities in both North and South Carolina were filling sandbags and finalizing evacuation plans, eyeing some rivers that are swollen by heavy rainfall on Saturday. In Conway, South Carolina, where President Donald Trump visited this week, images posted by the city on Saturday showed water lapping at homes in an area where residents were being evacuated. In Lee's Landing in Horry County, some residents used boats to get to safety as the Waccamaw River spilled into neighborhoods, a local CBS affiliate reported. "If you can get out, get out," Joseph Tanner, the county's fire rescue chief, said in an interview with WBTW News 13. More than 24 flood gauges in North and South Carolina showed flooding on Saturday, the NWS said. About 5,000 people across North Carolina have been rescued by boat or helicopter since the storm made landfall, twice as many as in Hurricane Matthew 2 years ago, according to state officials. Thousands of people remained in shelters. Nearly 550 roads remained closed, the state's Department of Transportation said, warning motorists not to travel in 17 southeastern counties worst hit by Florence. Duke Energy Corporation said on Friday that breaches in a cooling lake dam forced it to shut down its natural gas-fired L.V. Sutton plant in North Carolina. The utility said it could not rule out the possibility that coal ash from a dump adjacent to the plant, which formerly burned coal, might be flowing into the nearby Cape Fear River. Slide me, coal ash can contaminate water and harm fish and wildlife. The company is testing the water for possible contamination, Duke officials said in a release Saturday. The company is bringing in additional construction material from across the state to repair the breach as soon as the floodwaters recede, the release said. The flooding from Florence has also caused 21 hog lagoons, which store manure from pig farms, to overflow in North Carolina, possibly contaminating standing water, according to state officials. North Carolina is one of the leading hog-producing states in the country. Several sewer systems in the region also have released untreated or partly treated sewage and storm water into waterways over the last week, local media reported. Slide me dramatic before and after satellite images show the extent to which entire areas of North Carolina were inundated with flooding caused by Florence. Wallace is a town that lies about 35 miles northeast of Wilmington. The images show just how extensive was the damage wrought by floods to farmland, homes, and other local businesses. North Carolina Governor Cooper earlier in the week acknowledged that the damage in his state will add up to billions of dollars, but said they are not yet in a position to make a more accurate estimate. South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster estimated damage from the flood in his state at $1.2 billion in a letter that says the flooding will be the worst disaster in the state's modern history. McMaster asked congressional leaders to hurry federal aid. Slide me.